Hey, how's it going, guys? Oh, microphone, there we go. Get that on a little mute action. So, how's it going? Looking to see who's in there. Hey, Teal Tracks, how's it going, man? Looks like nobody else has really filtered in yet. Maybe one or two. Anyway, so today we're going to be building something awesome. Or rebuilding something that I think is pretty awesome. Not a perfect board, but a great board. And I will pull that board out momentarily. All right. And we'll be doing it with that really cool H87ALPS board. H87ALPS? I don't know exactly what he calls it. Whatever, the Alps variant of Chinese awesome board. What's up, man? How you been? Doing pretty well, hopefully. I'm loving this camping mat. It doesn't really match my desk at all because my whole thing is black, but I don't know. I like the way it looks. Reinstalling some games on new SSD. Just browsing Reddit. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You showed up before. I wonder how many people really watch that subreddit. Hopefully a bunch. Try and throw it out there. Throw my name out there. So people have the opportunity to check it out. Anyway, I'm happy to hear that you're reinstalling a bunch of stuff on a new drive. That's kind of the best. Hopefully it wasn't like a catastrophic failure or whatever that led to the necessity for that. Give it just a couple more minutes, I think. There are some bots and stuff that sometimes catch me. Might not have yet. Oof, this song, I don't know. A lot of wah-wahs in this song. Not sure how much I love it. Alright. I'm gonna switch it. Anyway. Alright, I'll pull out the other board. Put it up on this desk so we can take a look at it. Even though this camping desk mat looks nice with camping, you know, it doesn't look as nice. It's not as cool to me right now as what we're gonna be doing. Pull that out of the way. Oh yeah. So, fairly excited to rebuild this guy with a better PCB. I mean, that's really what we're doing here today. Just rebuilding it with a different PCB. Because for the most part, hey, what's up, TSC? How you doing? Tiny shiny crumb. I like it. Anyway, yeah, this thing. It's a pretty nice board, honestly. I mean, it's not perfect, like I said. It's got its flaws. Its inherent problems. In fact, actually, part of that could just be wiped off. Yeah, I have microfiber cloths, but apparently I'm not using those right now. I'm just using cotton. Clean cotton. Yeah, so yeah, this thing attracts some fingerprints and has a couple little tiny little surface scratches right there in that finish, but generally speaking, pretty good. I don't know. I think people's biggest complaints with Salamander are actually the finish right here, the ano finish. Hey, what's up, Heine? How you doing, man? We're gonna be building with your board today, man. Oh, what? No, autofocus acting up. Yeah, I think most people's major complaint with Salamander is the finish looks very tiny pits. That's the way that I could describe it. The brass screws are really awesome, actually. I thought it was a nice touch. Yeah, autofocus does seem to be having a hard time focusing right there. But yeah, the brass screws look really nice. Like really nice. Might be 50-52 alu due to the grain. You're right. I don't know. I think it's some kind of T6 aluminum, probably 6063 or something like that. I think from what I can tell on the alu, I don't think it's actually a lower quality. We could, I guess, get real critical of it by like water displacing it and measuring its volume, and then I could weigh it pretty precisely and we could do density. But I think it's 6063 because that's like pretty much the most common thing. I don't think they used a lower quality alu. I think it's how they finished it. This looks, I've seen aluminum that's been acid etched for too long as a pre-treatment to the ano, and it looks similar to what happened here. I believe that that's what happened on this specific case, but it's hard to say. I mean, I guess you could reach out to Quad H, and I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I'm going to mess it up and that's bad. But I think you could reach out to him and probably ask what kind of alu was used, and he could probably contact the factory or whatever. But yeah, sorry man, I'm all getting all sciencey about it. I think it probably is actually just the way that it was surface finished, prepped for the ano. Personally, I'm a big fan of sandblasting things and then just Cerakoting it because I think the finish is crazy durable. But Jane V2s are 50-52, and your purple one is grainy. Apparently it's just something 50-52 does. Yeah, I guess. I don't know why anyone would choose 50-52 aluminum though to build a board. Like, the material cost isn't that much less. It just doesn't seem like an optimal material, especially when you're going for like super high quality here. Like, it just doesn't seem like the thing to do. Anyway, I love this board. The only complaint I have with this board, really, like, if we're gonna nitpick, we could talk about the finish, but the only actual complaint I have, well, I have two other complaints. One, the plate is PBT and the sound is, wow, this song is really intense. We're gonna skip it and pause, but you guys can kind of listen to it. I'll pull the mic close and you guys can hear. We're not plugged in, so like, brown Alps sound great. But this has a PBT plate in it, and frankly, it does not impart the best sound, and the feel is squishy. In fact, when I push down in the middle, maybe you can see right here, if you push down hard, you can see the whole plate and PCB flex. And I know factually that those pins are actually just barely touching occasionally that inner surface. So I'd be willing to bet that when we pull this thing apart, we're gonna see some signs of those pins having touched. I don't love the sound of this plate, and I don't love the feel is okay. The feel is good. It's a little squishy, but I really don't like the sound. So that's complaint number one. Complaint number two is the PCB. The PCB is junk. It's some Fox Lab PCB that's not QMK. It's not, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's a multi-support, so it's Alps or MX, and like, that's not optimal either, frankly, I don't think. Which is why I'm kind of happy that you, Heine, made two separate PCBs. Anyway, yeah, we'll go back to music, but anyway, we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pull this board over to the solder station, swing the mic around, we'll do our thing, and we'll put this thing back together with a much better PCB. I'm pretty excited about it. I had this thing since what, not this last weekend, but the one before, and it's like autofocus needs to stop trying to focus on an all white surface. Yeah, so I've had it and I've been like, oh, I just want to build with it. Grr. So now we're getting to it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great, in fact. So let me get to that. You know what I think we can do? We can keep our keyboard available to us. Now, I'll open that in a sec. All right. So, yeah, it was very Viking epic. You're right. I get that the alu could be softer. I mean, we could do all sorts of tests to figure out what it is, but frankly, I like the board. It's not perfect though. I do like it. It's one of my go-to boards though, in terms of coming back to it and typing. Probably just because of the brown Alps and the awesome PBT caps feel good under my fingers. But to each their own, I suppose. I think I'd be happier if I had a more solid plate for it. Like FR4, I think would be good. Personally, man, it's already collected fingerprints. This is going to be a big problem with Kepler when it comes. The fingerprints are going to be insane. I did finalize my Kepler order. Actually, I'm not gonna test this. I will test your PCB to verify that it works. I think I actually tested this one already. I think that's why I first pulled it out of the package. Heine's PCB. Fairly certain that I did. However, we'll do it on screen just to get it going. Oof. Man, that red, that glossy red looks nice. I like the way this turned out a lot. I really do. Anyway, won't spend too much time ogling it. I'm just excited because it's like a thing that not a lot of people have their hands on yet. Am I the first one to do a build with this Heine? Waiting on the new round before you build. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That makes me feel super honored. I love these LEDs, these newer LEDs. Like, I know you guys can't really tell because they're blinding because, you know, ISO sensitivity on the camera. Actually, you probably can. If you've seen an H87 or anything with the bigger LEDs plugged in, you need to do Nathan Kim still. Is Nathan gonna do a board with one of these? That's awesome, man. I will watch it. I will be there. So keep track of that. Here's the H87A V1. Yeah, it's brighter. It's noticeably brighter to me in person. Anyway, we'll flip that back over so we're not blinding you guys. But so in the end, I may actually rebuild this board one more time with this PCB or one like it. Maybe even the Thin Boy, because I have a couple of those coming in the GB slots that or not in the order that you made. I made an order for those two Yeah, the brightness isn't going to matter in this case, right? There's no diffuser, but I think the brightness will matter. I actually like it less like this. It's nicer. Plus, there's more of them, so they're more evenly spaced. So I think it's actually going to be a better glow quality, personally. Because I can tell that there's an emitter source. Well, I guess verify that it's more. It looks like it's more. There's 4 on one edge. I feel like it'll matter. Like, it's good this way. Plus, it's pretty bright this way. Like, at maximum brightness, I think most boards are just too bright to use in most cases. I mean, I guess if you have a polycarb case or something like that, you could justify going maximum brightness on something. But we are in TKL mode. Yeah, okay, good. I'm fairly certain that I tested this board already this way. But let's do a complete video. Get it done all the way. Them tasty Alps. We're going right here, I guess. I'll actually do all these ones off to the side so I don't have to move my fingers out of the way. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting boards coming out right now. I don't know, I guess I'm excited anytime I'm gonna get a new board. Like, it almost doesn't matter what it is, I'm excited to get it. But there are some that I'm incredibly excited for. Incredibly excited for. HBCP, Kepler. I'm beginning to regret that I didn't jump in on Satisfaction 75, and I know that I shouldn't, right? Because 75% just really kind of isn't my jam. But it probably would have been like a pretty sweet board for my stream. What's this? Oh, you have that's actually pretty interesting. You have the ability here to do an upside down. Well, the stem will be in the same position, but the ability to do. Oh no, it won't. Okay, so here's stepped caps, and here's normal. So confused. Here's stepped and here's normal. What's this caps? Or is this centered and this is stepped and this is something else? So curious. 75 is, man, it's a great layout. I'll go with that. It is great, but the problem for me is it's great for like this computer for me. Like my streaming rig, it'd be perfect because it's actually 68, I think would be perfect for this, but 75 is a very close second. And it would be perfect because, hey, Frosted Flax, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. And Teal Tracks, I didn't notice that you had followed earlier, but thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Hey, Arctic Fox 27, how you doing? Sending me a message regarding Proto. BRB, gotta read it. Kakan, thank you for following, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, man, that sounds great. Heine, that sounds great, man. I literally had to go over there and read it because that's an exciting message. Anyway, where were we? Okay, we're looking at menu keys. So I'm guessing that's bound to a function layer, and maybe that is 2. in the default layout. Ooh. Why haven't we been getting any? Gucci, man, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it, dude. Okay, yeah, we just aren't. Are these not bound on the OG or on the original? These must not be bound on the original layout, or they're bound to something else. I guess we could test that real quick. See if they're on a function layer. And that's okay. Literally, if any two things were actually messed up, that would in fact be the best location for it to be, because I could just jumper those. I don't know. We'll find out. Yes, BBB Alps is the best, man. Alps is the best. Gucci, man. I'm happy you joined us. I feel like this is gonna be something you love. Someone scammed you. Are you joking, dude? No way. I was so... I could depress the switches. What? What am I reading right now? Are you trolling? What? Wait, you're serious? I was like, is this one of the blue? Like, yeah, dude, come on. I'm sorry, I was like trying to read it before I looked at all the pictures. Okay, yes. Trollololol. You literally just trolled me on my stream. Nah, it's all good, man. I do not think it's better inherently, that Blue Alps are better inherently than Buckling Springs. I won't go along with that. I will say that a Model M is pretty amazing, but I will say that having that board right here, thank you, Gucci, is literally more amazing than having a regular Model M. Not because the switches are, or the switch feel with those caps, especially those longer ones up top, because they apply a lot of torque to the Alps stem, is better. But I will say that owning that board is way cooler than owning a Model M. And I think that it's just an awesome board. Like, it's truly amazing. Anyway, what am I drinking? I am drinking Spindrift sparkling water. I don't want to tip it too far because it's not empty. Lemon sparkling water. I don't know. It's some, like, I guess it's got 3 calories. Who'd have guessed? Nom nom nom. It's quite good. Lemon water. It's very lemony. Anyway, so we're done with testing that this thing works. I don't know if those 2 switch positions are on function layers or not. We can find out. So it was these 2 positions. No, these 2 positions. Yeah, we could find out if that signal is getting through upstream, but I'm guessing it's just now it's sponsored. Heiny, man, thank you so much for the tier 1, and it's not sponsored. I'm apparently a shill for you. Literally have been told that I am after showing this board off that first time. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Apparently, you know what? If I'm gonna shill for anybody, it'd be for Heine. But I'm not a shill for Heine. Would never. In fact, like, I haven't reached out to anyone for sponsorship at all. Are we 2.5? No. Okay. Okay. Guess we don't need to take the... We do need to take the weight out, actually. I think... Yeah, there's screws under here. I think it's 2.5 or 3 on the top. It actually looks like 3. No, it's 2.5. Yeah, it is. 2.5. Yeah, man, go for it. Don't worry about it. I tested the board, right? So we know it works. You're off the hook. Thanks again, man. Thanks, Obama. Wait. You hear about the vintage contest? You can show for Heine, he's one of the judges. Want to build the winning board? I do want to build the winning board. Kuche, I want to build the winning board. You send it to me, I'll build it. You can enter it, whatever you want. I'd be happy to build one of your boards, man. And I think you know it. And actually, oh man, I feel like what you sent me the other day, I'm not going to release any details, but I think you might already have the winning vintage board. I don't know if that's a build a vintage board kind of thing though. You let me know. Yep, shilly man. How'd that get scratched under there? Some kind of debris that got on in between? That's weird. Yeah, something got between there. Yeah, man, thank you. I appreciate it. It is really nice. This is Salamander, the original run Salamander, the Korean Salamander run. Love these brass screws, man. I mean, they're obviously steel, but they're brass looking. Brass plated? No, gold plated? To fit in with the brass? I don't know. They're pretty though. Whatever the case. I mostly don't take this board apart. Some salamanders were really... So some of the proto-run salamanders were really bad. There was a black one that showed up on Mech Market not that long ago that looked pretty bad. We need more Bluetooth keys. So you're never going to find a Bluetooth key that looks like this though, because all metal. There are some Bluetooth options that are either out or are going to be running, like dual mode PCBs. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's luck. Like, mine came this way, but I didn't enter the actual original group buy. I bought it on the secondary market. So it's not really lucky. I actually had just got to see pictures of mine before I paid money for it. Red ones all look nice. That's cool. But, I mean, mine looks great. The Keep community doesn't like wireless or Bluetooth or value it. I guess, I mean, I don't really need a Bluetooth keyboard that weighs a bunch, right? So the things that I value about mechanical keyboards typically are not things that are not typically things that I need in a premium all aluminum awesome board. Nice. Got them all. One went right in there to begin with. So yeah, I'm not saying that I don't value it. I have a Bluetooth keyboard that I use very, very frequently, actually. I have a media PC in my living room, and it has like a I don't know what it is. It has like a touchpad on it. I used to know what it is, but I've had it for like years, and it's just worked. It's not a great keyboard though. It's kind of crappy. Salamander looked at the mount. You can see the mount. Here, let me pull the top back over. It's got some sandwichy action going on there. Some sandwiching. It looks very top mount, but it isn't top mount. It is sandwich, right? So if you looked at just the top, you might think that it was top mount, but it definitely isn't. The screws go through, sandwich into these edge tabs. But the way that it goes together, it feels very top mount as a result of just having those tabs. Yeah, mine's like, I want to say it's K5 something, K500 something. Yeah, I don't know, I'll go grab it later. We'll look at it. If I remember or you remind me. Wasn't the Salamander sandwich? Yeah, it's definitely sandwich. But anyway, so this has a time PCB in it right now, and we're gonna get rid of that. I suppose I should not be a heathen, and I should remove these keycaps and remove the switches and be all nice to this PCB, but the PCB is universal mount, so these holes are pretty big, so it's very likely that as I suck the solder out, it'll just come up. We'll find out, I guess, because I'm not gonna try and remove it, and frankly, not in love with this PCB in the first place. All right, I won't be a heathen. I'll actually remove all the caps. Make a custom Bluetooth, make it poly. I agree with the poly. I don't know about the light and portable. Well, if you're going for a light portable board, I guess, then yeah, make it poly and look cool. I think the problem with making a poly board that's Bluetooth though is if you make it poly, you're gonna be real inclined to make it have a bunch of LEDs, and that LED action is going to destroy whatever battery is in it. I mean, it will not have long battery life, I believe. Closest. Nice. Thoughts on SteelSeries Omnipoint key switch? Well, as I've never touched one, I don't actually have feels on it yet. I'd like to interact with one and see. That's really new. In fact, I think like today or yesterday is the first time I even saw any articles about it. Right? Sounds right. It's the first time I ever looked at stuff, at least. Leaf 60 had 2 poly versions and no. Yeah, no, I'm not saying everyone will. I'm saying that I think there will be strong inclinations to do it around the community, and it will destroy battery. But that's a thing we could live with. I'd love to see someone do it and put like a giant LiPo battery from like an RC car or something in it to make the thing last for like ever. That'd be kind of cool. And it'd add weight. But I guess portable, you don't really want that. Actually, if I were going to have a portable Bluetooth board that were premium with mechanical switches, what I would want is like a track point on it, because I would be likely to use it for like media PC, because literally every other time I'm sitting down using a board for my regular typing, it's yeah, it's not gonna be like portable. I'm gonna anytime I'm just here, it's just gonna be a wired in keyboard probably. You give me Bluetooth, it'll be used on my couch or something. I don't like the nub actually. I don't like using the little track point nub, but I do think that I would like that for that use case. Ooh, those Alps browns. Love those Alps browns. It's really weird. I actually had an instance where I needed to replace some browns on this that failed, like 2 of them. And it wasn't the PCB, it was the switches. Like I put the new ones I put the new ones in, but like before that I was testing them and they just didn't work at all. In fact, I still have them there, like in one of these little drawers right here. Like I was gonna pull the leaves apart and see what went wrong, but no continuity when the switch is depressed. It was a super bummer. Send them to you, you'll fix them. Oh, I know how to fix them. I can put new contact leaves in there. I'm not that worried about it. So my plan was to rebuild this with Alps browns, but there is a likelihood that I will end up rebuilding this board with oranges or whites or something else when Kepler comes. And technically I have that option right now. Well, I wouldn't do oranges right now, because all my oranges are tied up in something else anyway. Or my nice oranges anyway. What switch plate do they have? Wait, what switch plate does what have? Brown suit colored, those switches poop. Yeah. Are you saying what switch plate does this have in it right now? Oh. Wait. Yeah, I'm not of the opinion that we should do the portable poly either for the same scratching reasons. However, whatever. The board that sits on my coffee table will be fine if I make it out of polycarb, or if it were made out of polycarb. So yeah, originally I had oh, fake, just like the thoughts of being able. What do you mean they have a fake switch plate? I mean, not really. They have a unique tactile plate or tactile leaf in them. Or somewhat unique. Different than most of the later generations in that they have that like plastic backing and lubed metal. well, leaf that sticks out. Okay, just like this. They do have a higher, yeah, you're right, you're right. You are correct. Is it no other Alps? Are there actually no other Alps that have that tactility leaf? There's none that I've seen, but I thought I had read, do neon greens have that same leaf? Okay, yeah, besides the neon greens, which are impossible to get. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's, I'm happy to hear you say that. I was like, I thought that, whatever. I'm not the expert on all things Alps. I just know that I like the ones that I like, I guess. I try to keep up to date on the details, though. Okay, I'm gonna try not to pull these out because, well, it'd be awesome not to have to, but we'll see. That is dirty. I'll leave that right there. Actually, I'm gonna turn this fan on. Oh, what'd you get? Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to look at that after like this row or something. No, I'll look at it now because I also want to add this onto liked list. Okay, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna look at your link there, Uche. All the text, man. That's a beautiful looking board, man. I think the contact leaf on these are great. I think the way that they feel is awesome. I'm guessing a lot of you do too, because, I mean, well, frankly, who doesn't like brown Alps? Heathens, that's who. Heathens. Oh, people who want to type longer than 15 minutes without cutting off their fingers. What? Really? Brown Alps make you want to cut your fingers off after 15 minutes? Too heavy for you? Do your fingers even lift? That's what I have to say to that. Sorry. If you know me, you know. How come they're hard to find? Yeah, it's because they're super vintage and they only come from a few boards. Well, a relatively few boards. They actually come from quite a few boards if you're counting total numbers, but a relatively very small number of boards for sure. I think we're gonna have to do a little cleaning of this tube. Too heavy, too tactile. Try typing over 100 words a minute. I mean, I don't type over 100 words a minute, so. Are you saying my problem is brown Alps? Because these sound like good problems. I mean, I'm good with those problems. I understand what you're talking about, but very frequently in the type of typing that I do, would I need to reasonably type over 100 words per minute? Mostly because, I'm not saying I wouldn't love to be able to, just I don't type things that are, like I'm not typing novels. Probably why my typing speed tests haven't really progressed, because I'm not just typing on typing tests. Most of my daily typing is just emails here and there, little reports and stuff sometimes. I mean, I do some like technical writing sometimes. But I'm not thinking fast, and I'm not thinking of things to write out fast enough usually to overrun my typing speed. Yeah, he's talking about brown Alps. Maybe you should get an FR301. I love my FR301, man. It makes this kind of work that I do bearable. Like with like the hand pump sucker or the like solder like wick, it would be terrible. What kind of work do I do? I work now kind of in a tech management, program management job. So a lot of the time I'm dealing with customers and other groups to get tech projects done. So not a ton of like writing, though my group needs somebody to do some tech writing sometime soon, so I'll probably do a bit of that for a little while. Okay, on the pooper. What is that buzzing thing? Yep, buzzing thing. A desoldering gun. A really good one. IMO. The best to be had in the handheld standalone realm. Like, you can have solder stations that have a pump that are considerably better in terms of production work. Just how unbalanced the tactile switches are, too heavy, too tactile, no matter what you like. Switches. You daily buckling springs, that's pretty great. Like, that sounds like a good thing to daily. Just assume a programmer and you never have to ask the question. Use a Ikari 915 and it works well, but it gets clogged frequently. You have to keep cleaning while desoldering. Yes. Pro desoldering stations, like more pro than literally this unit, get super pricey. Like in the I'm trying to think like what the, I think probably around $800 or $900 is the next jump desoldering station wise, and then yeah, like up to about $2 grand if you're getting real serious about it. So this isn't actually that full, but I'm gonna clean it because these giant holes in the multi-roll PCB take up a bunch of excess solder. And we're gonna fill it up probably when we're done. Yeah, this song seems pretty good. Save the potter for the pot. Actually, I should save the solder. Frankly, use that lead for something, like to weigh down a board. Let's start weighing our boards down with lead. I have considered it though. I'm not gonna lie. The board that's right above this soldering station, actually, I considered it because it's fairly light. This AliExpress case, this has Blue Alps in it. Blue Alps, so good. Anyway, it's pretty light compared to most customs. It's pretty light for how cool it is. IMO. Lead sprinkles. Nom, 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 nom. Sprinkle on ice cream. Nice, guys. Nice. Where was I? Come on. There we are. There, that sounds healthy. Like I said in the last video where I desoldered, if you can hear the air rushing through the hole in the PCB, makes a little like air rushing sound, then you know that your desoldering pump is performing properly. There's kind of a number of different things that can actually kind of be clogging this up though. A pump gun like this, that filter at the back can get pretty encrusted on the side that gets exposed to the lead and flux fumes. It's like a ceramic, like some kind of cotton maybe and ceramic, or I don't know. It definitely has ceramic in it, but it's pretty soft and fibrous feeling. So that thing can wear out and start to get clogged anyway. Or you can have solder running out of here into the tube, or you can have soot and stuff inside that tube, like burnt flux and lead soot on the inside of that tube that you have to scrape off with another tool. It does have good suction, and actually the most important part about this, oh wait, also yeah, if it's getting clogged, you do hear the pump struggle. A real keyboard enthusiast used tungsten. Oof, dude. At least 30 pounds. That's ridiculous, but yes. Make me a tungsten keyboard and then only charge me normal prices for it, because tungsten's super expensive to machine, let alone the material cost. How dirty is too dirty? How long are they supposed to last? The gun should effectively last indefinitely. I mean, nothing actually lasts indefinitely. Are you asking how long the filters are supposed to last? Every part on this thing, you can order from Hacko and replace when they wear out. But the pump is the part that filter protects. And I don't know what the MCFB on that pump is. That one looks like it's not going to come out. We'll see. The filter on the chamber. So literally the filter in the chamber. Oh, the filter in the chamber. So the filter in the chamber, I don't know. My first one lasted a really long time. The replacements that I got are actually for a gun that's a little bit, that has a bigger orifice in the backside. So I know how that sounded. So anyway, they fit into the rubber manifold. I guess that's what that thing is. Fairly tightly, so when they start getting encrusted they get harder, and actually they disintegrate faster because they're oversized, because there's pressure from the sides. So the correctly sized one that came with it, and I have a replacement for that still, lasted, I don't know, like a dozen boards. These ones seem to fall apart after, and it's a genuine Hacko product, it's just the wrong part number. Seem to last 4 boards, maybe. It's a big difference. So next time I'll order the correct part number, and hopefully it'll work better. The chamber itself, I would guess, lasts an incredibly long time, because even though it looks dirty right here, even though it looks fairly dirty right now, it cleans up by literally just running a towel with alcohol through it, like a towel soaked in alcohol, or a tissue paper, as I normally do. So see, the suction sound didn't sound as good there, and I can see right here at the top when I pull this in, like solder pooling right at the front orifice of that chamber. So it means there's too much solder hanging out in here for some reason in that tube. So probably this is getting ready to be cleaned out. There's some soot in there, I believe. But we're not gonna probably have to worry about it today. At least not on stream. But I should probably clean it after, which I'll probably forget to do. I think one of my biggest problems is I leave this one on fairly long as we're going, and actually there's a lot of oxidation that forms on the inside of that tube, and it needs to be scraped out pretty frequently. Your tip like that, what, leaving it on for too long? You just burned up the tip. Oh shit, do you only use that for keyboards? I haven't changed that once. I do only use mine for keyboards. Feeling them wiggle. So normally I would not recommend doing it this way, like prying anything or leaving any of this to chance, or even wiggling these pins to get them to delaminate, but well, I'm not planning on throwing this board away. I'm hoping that I never need to use it again, frankly. I ordered some Alps boards from Heine, like this one that we're going to use here. And well, this could come in handy someday. I don't think I'm breaking these pads, and if I do ever use it again, it won't be common. Wait, that's a lot of lung cancer in the filter. Oh yeah, dude. That filter in mine is wicked gross. Wicked gross. Would not suggest handling it more than you need to. So I'm just making sure all these pins are actually free and clear of the board, so I don't rip pads away completely when I pull this off, because I'm going to try and leave them all in the plate so I don't have to worry about unclipping each one of these individually from the plate, although they probably would just snap right out. That mat, your mat is the same black as yours. You mean this mat or your desk mat? Confused. Yeah, these oversized holes actually have left quite enough residue. Man, if I can pull this whole PCB off without, then I'll be bummed that I took off all the switches, or the keycaps rather, but at least I didn't have to take off the stabilized ones. Because the stabilizers are good, man, they're in good condition and stuff. That one is loose, that's why it's not breaking free. So if you're real careful, you can actually hear just a tiny little click sometimes as a tiny little bit of solder breaks free. Nose itch. Oh no. Try not to touch your nose with the tip of your finger. After they've gotten a bunch of solder on them. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try it. We have a very flexible plate, so it might be weird.
Three holes per pin, that's weird. That makes sense.
They might have used clones. I like Gucci's answer. Gucci's answer. I believe it. These are all gonna like fall out of the switch plate anyway. Okay, fine. I guess they're all coming out. It's kind of nice that it has the MX stem hole. Or stem through hole? I don't know. Because it does make it easy to remove them. Push them out from the bottom. Oh. Backspace. Get back in there. I guess it will help to do that. Okay, so in hindsight, probably would have been faster to do it the other way. Least efficient way to remove PCB ever. All sorts of flux under there somehow. Anyway. I don't actually see any pad lift though. Considering how hard I just was on this PCB. Actually, I didn't expect it or anything. It wasn't that hard. Crazy. Okay, let's see if we can line this all up pretty well. Ooh, that was way more beautiful than I thought it would be. A couple of them are misaligned. All right. Whoa. These kind of just like are lining up pretty well. It's kind of nice. Aww. Except for this doodad. Yeah, I saw that SGI sell for a freaking $255 plus shipping. I was like, oof. Huh. So that was granite. That one was granite for sure. Somebody actually sold one on Mech Market recently for 200. I know because I almost bought it, but decided against. Who knows? All right, hold on. Get all this out of the way. I'll put this back together the correct way. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Get all this. Get some anchors in. Corner anchors, just like we normally do. This sounds promising. Back for a little bottom row layout. Good. It looked good so far, but I had to pull a bunch of the bottom row out, so I left a bunch of the switches in, and all the ones that were still aligned anyway. And I left some of the caps on too, because I don't want to have to redo all of that stab work if I don't have to. So I'm just gonna anchor the sides in and start anchoring, because this is so even when I did it the first time, it's a little warped. A little, but whatever, man. I don't care about that. The PBT plate is so flexible though. Right? That it's actually gonna just kind of flop around if I don't anchor some switches in here or there. Even though I'm holding this shit all weird. I'm gonna just start doing this the right way. Yeah, so I'm gonna start anchoring like a switch pin in here or there. Holding it in place correctly. There we go. Sorry, got my arm all up in there. Yeah, that one was already down, right?
Okay, so someone told you were price whoring your SGI for 180 shipped. Apparently the OmniPoint switches. I'm down to check out the OmniPoint. I'm not gonna pass judgment on it until I have one in hand. Like, that would be stupid of me, in my opinion, and in most reasonable people's opinion. So far I'm finding zero switch alignment issues, man. Who told you were price whoring? Ah, come on. That was kind of a lot of time on the pad. Try not to do that. Yeah, let me check out the bottom row while you're still here, Heine. Just to verify that it all goes in right. Again, I haven't checked out the what's it called? I haven't checked out. You know what I'll do while I'm here also is I will check out the center switch for if I had a 1U. I mean, I can see that this is right if I had a 1U. Yep, so all those positions work. Of course, my board is actually win keyless, so I'm not going to be doing that. Get some center ones in. Yeah, this plate is probably, frankly, not the best plate to have done this with to test your board. Should have used a more sturdy plate board. But I only have so many boards. Or so many plates, frankly. This would go well in. Okay. Get a couple more here in the center. Anchor those down and be done. I'm actually just gonna put them all in now. Then we'll anchor some down once they're in place. Just wanted to mention. Really? Sorry to hear that, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like people are silly sometimes. I think 180 is fine for SGI beige or SGI granite, 200, somewhere around there. I think that 255 that one went for on eBay, that's something you would only see on eBay, right? With the ridiculous things that you see on eBay. But I didn't remember that this plate did standard and stepped Alps. Weird. So, Heine, what is this other caps position that's further over? It's like extra stepped? Like, what am I missing here? It's all good, just someone... Yeah, man. I don't know. I think if someone were to, like, artificially drive that price up, that would be ridiculous. Like, if you started seeing it go for, like, $400 or $500 for SGI granite, that'd be kind of ridiculous. I also think it would be silly for somebody to sell it like way under market value for some reason, unless they got it for real cheap. I don't know, I've gotten some boards at reasonable prices before. I don't know what this song is, but we're gonna change it because it sounds ridiculous. I don't like it. So many blue Alps, just sell them to me for one like a switch. Just symbol desolder. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. You know what? I get that kind of thing, honestly, occasionally also. It's not common. Actually, I don't really get anybody being disrespectful. I do, however, get sometimes like people have that sticker shock value. Like, my prices are actually pretty good, honestly, I think, for services. But I do occasionally get people like, ooh, that's way out, that's way too much, right? But it's usually somebody who wants like their OEM board, which relative to customs, pretty cheap. So they want like their OEM board desoldered and resoldered together with whatever switch, right? And sometimes it's like not an expensive switch they want. They want like cherry clears or something. They're like at that, or a switch that they can get on the market otherwise, and they're just like, at that price I might as well buy a new one. And it's like, I agree with you. You might as well buy a board that has that thing in it. Because you can get that thing at a decent price elsewhere. I don't know. I don't often get people who are like, that's ridiculous. In fact, I don't think I've ever gotten that's ridiculous for like some custom or something. I'm just like, yep, okay. But there's a cost to these things. If you're salvaging boards, if you're like scavenging boards somewhere, then I think it would be like for somebody to ignore the fact that like you had to go through and desolder those switches and stuff like that. That's silly. Like you had to pay for the board, you had to have it shipped to you, you had to do the work, and it is time consuming. I don't know. I had somebody hit me up somewhat recently to ask me to desolder an AEK. And then, so to desolder and harvest the switches, and then ship the AEK switches, the plate, the PCB, all of it back. And I was like, hey, you're gonna save a lot of money if you just have me ship you the parts that you're gonna need for the build that you're doing. Like, you don't need the case or the PCB or the plate. And they're like, well, that's kind of what I want. And I was like, whatever, man, if you're paying for it, it's your prerogative, right? And then we calculated the shipping, and they're like, man, for all of this with the shipping, I might as well just buy Orange Alps on Mech Market and sell the AEK and build my board with the Mech Market ones. And I'm like, well, yeah, man, if you bought the board to harvest without the ability to harvest it, and then you're gonna ship it and have somebody do the labor of harvesting it and send you all the parts back, like, what do you think drives the market value of those harvested switches? Unfortunately, people just don't, you know, think about the thing sometimes. And I basically told him, I was like, look, man, you can get, if you don't care about the PCB, like, then you can go get some solder wick and desolder them all yourself. And it's going to take you, you know, a while to do that. And you'll end up with the thing that you're expecting. I don't know what they ended up doing, because they didn't contact me back again after that, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about customers, though. Honestly, I'm willing to help people come up with their build. It's just, it will cost something, and when they come to me, whether they realize it or not, part of what they're getting, if they're a noob and they need guidance or help, part of what they're getting, whether they realize it or not, is that I'm going to help guide them to a build solution that works and gets them what they were looking for. I mean, a lot of people come to me and they know exactly what they want, and easy peasy. And some of those people are actually the best customers, because most of those people are grounded in reality and know what the costs are already associated with the things. But I've had customers who are new who, like, I helped build their first whatever board, and then they've already hit me back and be like, I want another board build. It's like, let's do this, man. Okay, now we're ready to like kind of solder all these together. We're not worried about anchoring. There's a lot of anchoring involved with this PBT plate, by the way, that you guys might not be aware of. Because it's so flexible. So you're kind of worried a lot about that. Especially because I left most of the stabilized keycaps on board. So they're not all pressing uniformly. But I really didn't want to pop out the stabilizer supports and pop them back in and do that whole deal. Relube the whole thing. Stabilizers are already good. Keycaps inserts are already lubed. Before we get entrenched in just soldering row for row, one thing that I could do to be extra better at this, extra good at this, is make sure that everything looks even. So, like there, because it's such a flexible plate, none of these Alps switches are sticking up above the others or anything. Whole thing's bowed a little bit, but it's gonna flex down when it sandwiches on the edges. And frankly, if it bows up a little bit in the middle, it's okay. It's already a pretty squishy feel, and it already bottoms out these pins against the bottom of the case every now and then, which I can prove to you. Like right there, there's a tiny little nick. It's hard to see, but you can see it right in front of my fingernail. That's a nick. There's a couple others like that. So there are definitely cases that are switches that are hitting the case. We'll have to redo the spacebar, but I remember when I built this, I accidentally put it shifted over. Where did my little insert doodad go? There it went. Okay, anyway, all those look pretty good. So now it's just time to get it all put together. Your time and expertise have a cost though too. Yeah, and even though I don't charge extra usually for helping figure out the parts that are needed, that part I just kind of look at like as a service to the community, frankly, like helping people get into the hobby in a good way. I mean, maybe that sounds silly, but they are buying a service from me, and a lot of those times so far it's actually worked out in somebody hitting me up for another build later. So it kind of all, as far as I'm concerned, works out in the end. And if it builds stronger community, I'm for that part. I mean, I have people hit me up with advice questions who don't order anything too, and some time gets spent doing that. I think if somebody were like, hey, I need to source some hard to find vintage stuff, I want you to look out for me, look out for the parts, this is kind of what I'm willing to spend on them when they do show up or something like that, I'd build a charge into that a little bit, I think. And I'd express that to the customer and be like, all right, this is going to be a complex thing you want me to do. No, that's good. It looked like it was a little, like that pin was a little shorter or something. So, Heine, out of curiosity, if you're listening, do you mind looking up what the right control alt stations, switch positions were mapped on this build? I don't know if you have a... Oh, come on, man. I hate that part of this soldering iron. I'm going to reflow those two to make sure that they were good. Yeah, so these positions down here, because they didn't show up when I did switch hitter when I tested them. And if I need to jump into QMK to make sure that they're functional on the board, I will. I just want to know if I need to do that or if they were bound to something that shouldn't be actuating on its own or showing actuation in switch hitter like a function layer or something. I guess don't worry about it. I can test it when it's done. It's not that big of a deal. And if it's messed up on the PCB or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. I'll jumper it to the other side. What is happening here? Are these down? Okay, they are. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what they're like. I don't know if they're good or not, but I hope they are. And then I hope they sell the loose switches. They have a different mount though, right? Or do we know? I mean, they kind of almost have to. If they have an adjustable actuation, they must have other pins. Like 4 pins, maybe? Or 3 at least, I guess, if they have 2 actuation points. Why? Alps pins sometimes a little bit more of a pain in the butt. Slightly bigger hole, slightly bigger pin, a little bit more heat capacity. Takes a little longer than I was expecting. Needs that full surface contact area on the back side of the pin touch to get all that heat transfer a little bit better. I mean, you should always be doing that even with MX switches. Here, I'll explain what I'm talking about. So if you look at the pin, for instance, right there, it's flat on 2 sides roughly, and then narrow on the other ends. You want to touch the side of that tip to the flat surface, like that. Here, like that. So if it's like this, right, you want to touch it like that. Not like on its edge. Not like that. That would be ideal. the best way to get maximum heat transfer. Let's zoom back in just a little bit. Um, 100 million clicks durability thing. Yeah, so Cherry's, if you watch videos on Cherry's actuation testing at that 50 million, it's 50 million actuations with a consistent switch press. They've actually tested, you can watch, there's some information on it. They've actually tested to up to 100 million, but they don't maintain the exact same force curve over their lifespan once they start getting up to 100 million. So the wonderful German engineers at Cherry have decided that they will call their switch rated good to 50 million for safety. So I question whether other manufacturers have that same commitment to having consistent quality, or whether they're actually testing and having consistent force curves at those 100 million clicks. I do believe that there are some switches that will be coming out that have an incredibly high consistency over their lifespan, like the new Hall effect switches. Probably will have an incredible durability rating, right? Because you don't actually have that same metal fatigue taking place, although I don't know how fatiguing it is. Are the switch pins copper? Because copper doesn't really work harden. So I don't know, maybe there's some other thing than copper in these switch pins for Cherry switches. Flowing a little bit more onto here than I need to. Not a lot. I'm not like creating giant blobs or anything, just could be a little bit more minimalist. Not minimalist, a little bit more frugal with my solder. I don't know why I'm putting more on here. Not like a ton more. They're still gonna have that concave shape, just this song sounds like it could be pretty good. Yeah, I would. I don't know if it's enlightening or not. I mean, I'm not going to claim that the SteelSeries switches don't have a longer lifespan. They very well could. I know that the Kale box switches claim a higher lifespan, but they're a different type of mechanism, right? So it's believable. If the mechanism is roughly the same in the Kale switches, roughly the same, I say, the Cherry or Gatoron switches, or the non-box Kales, I would expect them to have a similar lifespan, unless they're using some other more durable material. And I would want to see proof, because Cherry does the actuation tests. Does Kale, does Gatoron. Is that happening to these SteelSeries switches or not? Video or it didn't happen, right? And you say it, wait, what's made out of 5,000 aluminum? The switches themselves? I mean, I guess you could do it out of aluminum. That just seems bad. Aluminum fatigues very easily. Are you talking about the keyboard itself? That would make sense. I would believe it. I would indeed. Okay, I need 1 second. I want to record this song in the playlist. I like it. It's mellow, but it's good. What I need to do, reduce oxidation, turn that other thing off. Actually, turn it back on for a second. I was like, where'd it go? Whoa, this song. Don't know about this. Oh. Okay. Let's try this for a second. Make sure we got everything we're expecting to see. Ooh, this is gonna be... Yeah, we're gonna change this. To Debbie. Skrillex with a saw. Wow. TSC. Loving it. Okay. Cool, cool. This is Salamander, is what we're doing here. F1 might not be soldered in. Check out F1. And then we kind of don't expect. We expect these to work in this, but not these, I think. No, just not this one. So I don't know what that alt does. So F1's not soldered in, probably. It is soldered in. Okay. Oh, okay. Cold joint or something. Okay. Oh. I think we tested, right, this to see if it was a function layer. Ooh, it probably is a function layer. Yeah, it's gotta be. Because these switches all work, right? F, for instance. R. Yeah, so it's gotta be a function layer, right? Because now nothing works. Yeah, gotta be function layer. Cool, so it just needs to be reprogrammed. I did not lube these switches, sir. These are brown Alps. They got pulled off 5140s, and I just left them. I mean, you can lube these switches. It could be done. But I am not particularly interested in touching them. Frankly, they're kind of perfect the way they are. But what I will do is relube these stabilizer inserts right here. With some schfancy. Oh, I didn't drink the rest of my drink. Set it off to the side and forgot about it. With some Krytox 205 grade 0. Okay, that's plenty. Don't do that ever. Yeah, old vintage boards. They came from old vintage boards. Well, I'm so used to working with the little makeup brushes now that this 00 paintbrush feels gigantic. Double aught. Whatever. Stay there. Oh, note to all of you guys, don't ever lube that tube that this plunger goes in. It will be bad times. It will indeed. Oh no, Krytox shilling. Such a shill. Such a shill. Damn it. That brush. Just got Krytox on that other board. Like on the keycaps. Gross. Gross. Good thing it's not plugged in. Okay. Okay, this song. Weird, but acceptable. Crytox shilling. That's never going to be funny to me. Yeah. So the band-aids on this thing actually seem to damp it quite a bit. Like those, I think ABS inserts smacking down on the PBT plate were so loud when it was spraying. Like when I like dry put one in there, dry put the switch in like without a PCB to test it. Yeah, very loud. Have I lubed the springs of the Brown Alps? No, I haven't, but I don't hear spring crunch on Brown Alps. I mean, do any of you guys ever hear spring crunch on them? I don't. I did nothing to them. And Brown Alps, I think, were actually factory lubed to some extent. So this beautiful board, guys, it's about to get buttoned up in this awesome case. Oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna put it together the right way, though. We're gonna put it in the top case because it has the little cutouts for the sandwiching. And then I left the keycaps on, so I'm actually going to do this at a little bit of an angle. Because I don't want the caps to like push it all up out of the way. And get a couple corner pieces in there. Do they make Crytox specifically for keyboard? No, it's not. It's not specifically for us. Well, let me go into a little bit more detail there. Technically, they don't know that they're making it specifically for us, but they are. So the grade 0 lubes are actually special order to the distributors. So they do a batch of 205 or 204 grade 0, and DuPont Chemours manufactures that to order, which is why there are minimum order quantities from the distributors, the regional distributors who sell Crytox branded lube. So it's not only us. I mean, there are other people that need NLGI grade 0 lubricants in the medical industry, in food processing equipment for like bearings and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely one of the groups that has that thing made. Which is why when I ordered it, I was only able to get so much because I didn't have enough to order. I wasn't ordering enough for them to make a whole new batch at 1 kilogram, but some other people were ordering somewhere around that same time. So Miller Stevenson added me and theirs, I don't know who the other customer was, together for 205 grade 0, and had it done. And let me tell you that when you call Miller Stevenson and you're like, I want this thing, they will try and sell you like anything but that, because a lot of other stuff's readily available. Keyboard. Yeah, I don't think we order that many massive amounts. I mean, they make it sometimes for other people. It's not like we're the only ones or anything silly like that. Anyway, there we go, guys. Put these keycaps back on. Well, you know, one time, before we do any of this, one more time. One more time. Oh, I didn't even get out of that. That's a problem. Okay. Alrighty. What am I planning on using this keyboard for? Well, so up until pretty recently, this is one of my like daily driver boards. Like I drive this board around a lot. I use it as my daily on my regular computer pretty frequently. But yeah. Like, where am I? Yeah, so. What? Hold on one second. I need to skip this because this is a little intense. Too dubby. What is it that you have to deal with? Hold on, I need to look at it. Did you take this too far? I'll read it, man. I mean, I don't know. It depends on your model. Like, specialized vintage. Ooh. 30. Told me it was like the old IBMs. I was at least like some ordered. It's like the old IBMs in the fact that it uses mechanical switch rather than traditional rubber dome, that it's vintage. Just it wasn't made by IBM, rather focus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're not doing this one either. I am not a fan of whatever this thing has decided I need to listen to. I don't know, man. I don't think you took it too far. That's not too far. I mean, I guess it comes off more hostile than it could have been, but the dude factually said it was the wrong thing, so I wouldn't be like, I don't know, I wouldn't be that concerned about it, frankly. Am I even looking where these go? Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be worried about it. You seemed like you did it just fine to me. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need to know what board he owns. Like, you don't need to know it, but if you claim that it's something else, and someone tells you what it in fact is, I don't know why that would be a problem for anybody. Like, no, it's not that. Seems seems like a silly thing to be freaking out about for him. I mean, like, I think you did the right thing by telling him what it was. Ah, why'd I do that? I know where print screen goes, stupid. This is why a lot of times I look at switch hitter. Even though I know where the keys are, I'm kind of distracted thinking about what we're all talking about and stuff. It's funny when you think about academically where a switch goes versus when you're just typing it out. I don't know. It takes me more concentration when I'm doing it like this than when I'm just typing. Like, I don't frequently think that V is next to C, but I do know that I hit it with that finger, right? I mean, funny how that kind of works out. Sounds okay. A little loud, but good. No, don't go on there. Hey man, Salt Rock Lamp, nice to see you, man. Actually, okay, hold on. The long roast I did in the comments. I did. Oh, did you have another one further down? Updated Windows key, called an Avant Prime. Oh, okay. Complete material. PBT. This is a PBT plate. Salt Rock Lamp PBT. Well, would you like pics of my Omni key with Windows key? Bottom. There are 4-1 U keys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, I don't know, like, I mean, it would have been cool if he was like, hey, does anybody know what this is? I think it's this. I don't know. I still don't think it's that far, too far. Like, it depends. Depends. Like, I wouldn't get into an argument with a customer or something online. Even then, though, like, I try not to get into arguments with people, but at the same time, like, if someone is insisting that something is something that it is not, like, and you're passionate about keyboards, which you are, you know what? Oh, it doesn't have the weight in it. I want you guys to hear this, actually. I'm muting the music, right? And I'm gonna turn this off. Okay, listen to this for a sec. I want you guys to hear that. So the hollow sound without the plate on, or without the weight in, actually sounds considerably better than this board with the weight on, but it only sounds good right there in the center. When I put this weight on, it's going to sound less good, but it's going to feel much better. I don't know what the weight is right now. Oh, what is this song? Come on, man. Nope. Thumbs down. Do not give. Do not do this song. Whatever it is. Okay. So... yeah, okay, none of that's hanging off. 0 pounds, 0 ounces. 3 pounds, almost 14 ounces. Oh, hold on. £3, 14 ounces, right? Okay, 3 pounds, 14 ounces. I guess I should just put it back together, but let's figure out what this thing weighs. Yeah. Okay, so it's a lot of weight, right? It's 2 pounds, 7.7 ounces for the weight. A lot. I'm totally leaving the weight in, but it sounds way better without it, which is kind of surprising. I guess it's not that surprising. And Heine, go ahead, man. I know you were talking about weight v no weight with me at some point before. Oof, can't wait to hear. Oh, wait. Listen. What would be a good source to find an HHKB style case? Well, there's an HHKB, I guess. There are 60% that are available from time to time, HHKB, but where a good source would be, frankly, find the HHKB layout group buys that ran at one point that you think are really cool, that had a good rep, then watch Mech Market for it. There's a Mech Market bot that you can use on Discord that will literally send you an alert when a search term shows up. I'd like to skip this one too. I'm gonna start doing the music on this workstation right here next time, because annoying. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. That's what I would do if I wanted that and couldn't find one right now. Oh wait, what's laggy? Screen is laggy? Is it lagging literally? Oh. Hold on 1 second.
Do not know. Hold on. Unknown. Shoot, there is no other system on here. And I'm not downloading anything. I don't know. Yeah, there's literally nothing else going on. Nothing downloading. Oh, well, if the sound is okay, then I will, crud. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's actually a connection thing. For sure. Like, I'm literally watching it. The, like, connection quality to the server is bad. It's dropping frames. I know, man. That's what I was checking. I went out, I made sure that no other systems were logged in. Like, my media PC is off, like, everything is off. This sounds like a bad connection thing to OBS, or to, Twitch. Crud. This happened once before, and I was pretty mad about it. So I wish that I knew. Okay. Gonna edit the settings. Video. Yeah, I can't modify the video while we're actually streaming. I do not believe. Maybe. I mean, I can lower the quality, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, I lowered the quality to like 1800 kilobytes per second. Or kilobits per second. It was at 5K though. Okay. So the video quality should be lower, but it should be still happening now. Hope that looks better. Doesn't look like it's dropping frames anymore. Checking if you paid your bill. I definitely. Okay, yeah. Hopefully the video quality doesn't look that much worse. I'm actually surprised that it let me kind of dynamically change that. It's kind of crazy. Kinda crazy. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, what the heck? It still looks like it's occasionally dropping some frames. Sorry, guys. This is the craziest I've ever seen.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue. The colors are still green, mostly. It doesn't look like it's dropping frames anymore. So, that all being said, hopefully the video doesn't look crappy. Hopefully it looks good still. Please, someone confirm. It does not look like trash. It would be pretty useful. Anyway, I think I can turn the music back on because this looks like an upload issue. Anyway, so this thing looks pretty great. I'm actually going to mute that again anyway, so you guys can hear the difference in the board. So oh yeah, I'm not worried about the computer. This system is totally capable of doing the streaming. It's just clearly it was having a problem pushing that bitrate to Twitch's server, and it could be Twitch's server because one time I did actually see that at my normal streaming time. I'm using OBS Studio. I'm actually using OBS Studio with the Stream Elements. With the Stream Elements plugin. It's kind of cool, actually. I like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's dropping out as bad now, but it is still dropping a little bit. Like, not frames, but it's going from solid green to light green quality, which I'm guessing means slight packet delays. I would, if I had to guess. I had to guess. My output's locked at 1500 though. Normally I'm running at 5K, which is technically the highest that, unless you're a partner, technically the highest that you're really supposed to push continuously to Twitch. Like, their terms, I think, say something about they could ban you if you were pushing further than that. If you're a partner, I think you can push 7K. People do routinely push like 10 meg to them, but my connection wouldn't do well at 10 consistently. But also, like, I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get banned from Twitch. I like Twitch. I like coming here Wednesdays and spending time with you guys. I do indeed. I like it. So anyway, looks like it's... Sorry guys. Looks like it is still dropping some frames sometimes. Pretty rare, but I'm gonna move over to the other station. All right, guys. All right. Maybe I'm silly for moving this mic over here, but I guess I should probably just get a second mic. Anyway, we'll do a typing test on this, I guess, real quick. And then we'll jump off. Maybe yeah, I haven't seen any drops for a second. I'm actually gonna adjust the rate back up a little bit. Hold one.
Okay, we're pushing 5K again. Hopefully it got better quality-wise, and you guys can tell, because if it didn't, then I'll just actually reduce my stream quality down a little bit normally. Because why run higher than we need to? Anyway, pausing the music, opening a Firefox. Any opinions about PBT versus polycarbonate versus POM versus whatever plastic plates people wig out about? So I've tried PBT, and I've played with a board once that was polycarbonate. Polycarbonate I do actually think sounds a little better than this PBT. It's a little more rigid, a little bit different pitch. I keep looking at the stream status to look at it. I'm running OBS on this system and that system, but this one is just doing NDI output to that one. So, this, I don't have ad block on this, so it's gonna like literally open ads, and they're dumb. But yeah, so I don't have a strong opinion again about it. It really depends on what sound you want. I haven't used a palm plate yet, though I did order a palm plate with my Kepler, so I'll let you guys know in a while when I have one of those. Personally, I don't really dig them. Like, I don't like this PBT plate. I would much prefer to have this same plate in aluminum or brass or, I don't know, any metal that I've ever used. I haven't played with a copper plate, although I have a copper plate coming with my Punchy 1800, which is actually supposed to be here on Monday, according to UPS. I'm kind of excited about that. We'll build that sometime soon. Maybe next weekend. Not this coming one, but the one after. Or maybe we'll do like a special stream build in between. It'll probably be on the weekend, though. Anyway, without too much more on that, let me actually read kind of what you guys, yeah, you guys will let me know. Okay, stream's good to go, blah, blah, blah. Thank you guys, by the way, for letting me know that there was a problem. I do appreciate it. Someone said you can find a used Tokyo 60 or one of the, yeah, okay, for HHKBs. Did I miss anything else? Okay. Cordin, I don't think I said it, but thanks for following earlier. And yes, Salt Rock Lamp. I think they're too soft. Like, if you look at this right now, here, I'll just push down on it. Like, you can see the plate and PCB flexing. Can you guys see that wiggle? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There, I can hear it bottom out just a little bit. When I put the mic super close and I push down, listen to it bottom out. That is not the switch. That is not the switch depressing. That is literally the pins touching the bottom of that case. So that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on too soft of plates. I don't dig it. It's not my favorite. I don't ever really type that hard, but occasionally if I'm going really fast, it does touch, and that's why you've seen marks on the inside. But we'll do a little typing test. Yeah, we're gonna redo. I haven't typed that much today. Wow, I'm doing really bad. It's like really bad. Lots of mistakes, 59. We'll try one more. That's bad too. 64. Whatever. I need to start doing typing tests again to get my speed up. But anyway, it sounds good. I like it. I'm happy with the rebuild. I'm happy that it's QMK now. I'm gonna have to program that. I'm fairly certain it's working correctly because we saw if I do like Alt R, the whole thing becomes unresponsive. So clearly this is bound to some kind of function layer. Maybe that's a reset or debug mode. I don't know. I guess I could pull up QMK configurator. QMK toolbox maybe, and I'll see. Yeah, it looks like the stream is doing fine now. It's in the green, not dropping a bunch of frames. Why is it having a hard time looking at my downloads? Come on. Weird. What's going on here? Okay, QMK toolbox. If I open this up, yeah, and it goes into DFU mode. Here, let me see if I can't. Yeah, see. So if I unplug this, plug it back in. Right. So I can type a bunch of stuff there. If I do, you'll see it come up in DFU. So that button definitely works, and that's definitely the way to reset it. So I'll reprogram this thing later, but I'm not that worried about it now. All of this actually is functional the way I want it. Thank you guys so much, seriously, for visiting my stream, for hanging out. I had a lot of you guys pop in and out throughout the day. A lot of people that are regulars, a lot of people that are semi-regulars. I'm happy to see you guys back. Some new people, happy to see you guys too. Seriously, I appreciate all of you guys chatting and talking, hanging out with me, and checking out this cool PCB that Heine gave. This is pretty unique. Heine was awesome and gave us an advanced one of these, and clearly it works flawlessly. This board works perfectly, and this is like at the beginning when he's setting up his process probably for soldering these all together. I mean, I know he's done other boards, but he hasn't done this one before now, much at least, because I think he said I'm the first one to build with it other than him. So yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys visiting the stream. And before I go, one last little this is gonna make me a shill, apparently. Apparently I'm shilling Heine. Even though I'm not, I joined in on this group buy and I just believe in the product. Apparently that's what I'm doing now, according to some. Anyway, guys, again, thanks. You guys have a great night. And next week, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to build, actually. I got some parts in today. We may be building a Tata 68 next week. I need to look and verify. Or we may be building a whale. Or maybe, if my board arrives before one of the customers, I think we're going to be building a Tata 68 or a whale. My board, my Punchy 1800, is probably going to be built off the normal cycle, so not on a Wednesday. I try and mostly reserve this day for the customer builds. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you guys next time.